Good evening, folks. Welcome again this evening on Cooking with Dan Leslie. My name is Janet Rapasardi-Hoff. I'll be your host this evening in the kitchen with Dan. Hi, Dan.
Hey, Janet. How you doing?
You?
Good. Hey, Greg. How you doing? Yes, end of the summer, and here we are.
Here we are.
Yes. You just got back from vacation, right?
Yeah, it was great. 2 weeks in Cape Cod. It was wonderful.
You told me Greg was poaching lobster traps. Is that what you said?
Lobster traps.
Is that what you said? Oh, I misunderstood you. Catching crabs, were we?
Footballs.
Well, we're going to do predominantly a pizza show today, just to show you different ways and combinations you can possibly put a pizza, be it a small or large pizza, together. You probably want to do a smaller one in your home, but this is, we haven't done any of these pizzas yet. I've just put out some ingredients, and I've made a few notes here, and we're just going to try to wing it a little bit to see if we can make a couple decent combinations.
Well, now I notice you've got a lot of stuff out here. You've got some raw stuff like the red onion, but then you have some poached things, and some things are, you know, minimally cooked.
Right.
And I actually have to ask you, because you're great, you know, with all the saute dishes and everything, and now we're moving into a different direction here.
Yes.
With the pizzas.
Right, we're coming full circle.
What's going on, Dan?
I just, I just thought it'd be a neat thing to do, to offer our guests just something a little more funky in the pizza line. So let's, we'll try to make a couple of pies. We'll put them in the oven. Just let's whip them up, and then maybe we'll try a couple sauteed dishes, and if we get some time, we'll try to come up with another couple of switches on the pizza in the world here. So the first one I was thinking about trying to make a combination with would be some shrimp and some caramelized onions and some julienne, which means thinly sliced bell pepper. As you can see, the shrimp is raw, so we're going to find out today on the show if, by the time the pizza is finished, the shrimp will be cooked. We don't know that yet. We will find out. So why don't I get started on that, huh? I guess I'll take our little shrimpers here, and I'm going to cut them up. I don't know if we're going to need 2 or 3. I'm not going to cut them too small, just kind of nice little chunks. It just seems like a reasonable combination, and this is all we're going on. What seems reasonable here? We'll go for the little bit of a contrast, but we got to watch out that we don't want to have a total clash in flavors, which can, it happens very easily. I'll try 3 shrimp here, see how that goes. We'll stock them up pretty well and see how they look. We're going for some color here and contrast in flavor, you know, and get a couple ingredients there that you normally, you might not see. So what we're going to do, we've cranked an oven up pretty high here, and we're going to start lay this on a screen.
Oh, okay.
You know, we want the heat to get to the pizza itself. We've got a little sauce we've made up here.
That's a neat sized pizza, too.
Yeah, it's a nice sized pizza. You know, it's your very own. Nobody can touch it. It's yours. Don't take my slice.
Oh, come on, you have to split that.
All right.
You have to kind of share
That's
that.
right.
Don't
Yeah.
you think?
Yeah, I guess. I'm the type
You could have 2.
I'd order this in another part of the room and have it sent over there and then hog it all myself. And alrighty, we're getting some cheese on the pizza here, some shredded mozzarella, which is all I basically know how to do. I've got to start, you know, you see these white pizzas out there and pizzas with no sauce, pizzas with barbecue sauce. And I feel like there's a balance here with the sauce and the cheese. You know, some people want the cheese piled on. Extra cheese means wonderfulness. So, you know, we're just trying to balance.
I notice you've got other cheeses here, too. It looks like ricotta. And
Right.
so we're going to do a little bit of that.
A little bit of this and that,
Little bit
yeah.
of this and that.
The Parmesan I'm gonna put on top of most of the cheeses, and the ricotta cheese here, which is actually, I've cooked this off a little bit, so it possibly won't be that runny. Maybe it'll hold itself a little bit and stay in its own little spot where we designated it. So we're gonna find out how that works on a pizza also. So why don't I take a few pieces of shrimp here. I'd love to put just 2 pieces on, ginch artist that I am. See if that would work.
Those will cook relatively quickly.
I hope so. I think so, yeah. Yeah, it's looking like I think 2 pieces work fine. But Once again, we've got a nice little balance, and I guess we'll put them all on. What the heck, right? We'll make this one the deluxe.
Actually, that's a little bit interesting too, because I don't see shrimp a lot on pizza, so that's a nice,
Right.
you know, kind of a new
Yeah.
sort of a thing for pizza.
Well, we're going to find out how it tastes in a few minutes. I guess I'll put some caramelized onions on first.
Love those, you know I love
Oh,
them.
yeah.
One of my favorites.
Oh, yeah, these onions are fantastic.
Those will make anything taste good.
These will make anything. Anything tastes good. And, you know, we want to have some balance here. I could pile these to the moon. But, you know, we want to taste the pizza, taste the shrimp, have all the flavors come through. You got to have a little balance. There we are there. My little patties. Then I'll take a few pieces of this bell pepper.
And now, is this sautéed?
Yes, these have been roasted. These have been cooked off already. Yeah, some of the stuff you just can't put on raw because, like we said before, the pizza will it'll just,
Hard and crunchy.
right, it just
Yeah.
won't happen.
That's a really nice contrast.
Yeah, what are we going to put on this one? Maybe we could do, we'll just do some parsley.
green.
I got some scallions here. We can chop some basil. What's going to go with this one here? Why don't we just go with we'll go with some scallion. All right, let's try scallion on this one. Alrighty, and I'll hold that for 2 seconds, then we'll whip up another one and cook 2 of them, okay? We'll place that over here for un minuto. All right, here we go again. Now, what do we try this time?
Pizza number 2.
Pizza number 2.
Coming up.
Coming right up.
Looking good.
Looking good. All right, let me see. Let me check my notepad. Never without my notes. Okay. We'll try some chicken this time. Make a little base of chicken. I'll take some of this. I've sauteed this chicken off. You know, we want to do it slightly underdone. And a julienne, the chicken breast. And you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to, while I think about it, to add a little salt and pepper to our pizza here.
Ah. The finishing touches.
Right, I got a little
You need
granulated
those.
garlic
How
there.
could
Yeah.
you have forgotten?
I don't know.
Dan.
I'm just in a fog today. Couldn't be that I'm thinking about playing golf later, could it?
No.
No, that'd never enter into that.
Beyond that.
Right. We're going to maybe we're going to put some tomatoes on here, and maybe we'll put a little bit less pizza sauce on it since we are going to have tomatoes also. So let's just put a smidge less, stretch it out a little bit here, just to give it some moisture, some flavor underneath. Yeah, we cut this back. This is my specialty, putting less.
Well, you know what they say.
What?
Less is more.
Well, that's what I tried telling them. It's not flying though. They're not buying that one.
More is more.
More is more.
For sure.
We'll do the mozzarella thing again. I've got to come up with a couple different cheeses. That's what I've got to do. Maybe that hot pepper jack cheese.
Oh,
You know, something like that. Yeah, you know, get that on the pizza there. Something that'll knock your socks off. We could have blackened this chicken also, if you wanted to put a little zippity-doo-dah into the dish, you know.
For people who like hot, like Greg.
Yeah.
Greg likes hot.
So,
And
yeah.
a lot of our other viewers out there, I'm sure.
oh yeah, you know that. All right, we'll try putting some of this, we'll lay some of this julienne chicken on there. And, you know, once again, you can make 1,000,001 combinations here. We're just trying a few today, and like I said, we've never done this before. All right, now we're going to add those tomatoes I talked about. You know, I've oven-dried these tomatoes to take a little of the moisture off of them,
Right.
and taking the skin off them and that, and they're nice and supple. Let me put a few of those on there.
Now, are they in their own juice?
Yeah, you don't get them totally dried. See, on one of our previous shows, we spoke about that. I'm not a crazy big fan of the sun-dried tomatoes, and these are broken down a little bit. They're, you know, you put a raw tomato on there, it's twice the moisture that you're seeing right here.
Yeah, you'll get all sorts of liquidy.
Right. And I think some Bermuda onion would go nicely with this one, you know, some nice, fresh, thinly sliced Bermuda onion.
Very thinly sliced.
Yes,
Wow.
very.
How do you do that? That looks great.
I know, just...
Talented.
Okay. No, actually, we did this with a machine,
I
a slicing machine. My hand isn't that steady, I'll tell you. Too many vodkas and glasses of wine to have that steadiness, have that slate of hand. All right, that's looking pretty good so far, right? And why don't we go with a little parsley on this one, huh?
Give it a little
Parsley, or, you know, we could do two. What about the basil leaves?
Basil.
We need a little more, yeah, these are tweener kind of flavors, and we'll take a few basil leaves and chop those up on there. We'll try that. Kick it up a notch. Yeah, baby.
Oh, we know how to do it right. Come on, Dan.
What's that?
We know how to put it together.
That's right. All right, this is going to add a little flavor along with a little garnish. This is right out of Dan's garden. That's why I have that nice tan. It's not because I've been on the golf course. I don't want you thinking that. I'm out there tilling the fields daily. Now, if you believe that. All right, here we go. We got our...
They're going to be as fun to eat as they were to make.
Let's hope so. All righty, I'm going to place them in the oven. And we'll check it out. Oh boy, this oven is hot. Let me tell you, you can get a tan just being near this thing. All right, so while they're cooking away, like I said, we'll try a couple of dishes. One of them is a newer dish, and one of them is a standby, an old standby of ours that we had a request from Mr. John Southard to do on camera. He's still trying to figure out how to do this dish, and we're going to give him one more shot at putting it together.
One more, John.
One more, John. This is it, buddy.
This is it, John.
This is it.
Maybe one more after this. I don't know. What do you think?
You never know. A couple of months we'll wheel it again, right?
John, we want to hear from you.
All right, I've marinated some.
You got it.
I marinated some tuna here, as you can see. I've got a grill pan on, and we're going to grill the tuna up. Maybe serve it over some arugula with a little bit of maybe some of that roasted garlic and onion butter melted on the top. Okay, so let's try that. This is what we try to serve this on the underdone side. I think I better go to high on the fan, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. I'd say that's smoking pretty well, wouldn't you?
Smoking. I think it looks
What do you think?
Macbeth.
Yes.
Boil, boil, boil and trouble.
Right, boil and boil. Jesus, I'm telling you. We made the fire. There's enough smoke going out back here. The fire department might be over.
It's a good thing that they're not that far.
Right.
Actually, it smells pretty good.
And I'm testing this out here, and we have enough room that maybe I could put one of those charred grills in here. So we're going to try a little grilled food, and I figured we'd start it out with a little bit of with one of these grill pans before I got too involved. But with the tuna, we attempt to serve it on the underdone side. It seems like tuna aficionados don't want this overcooked at all. In fact, a little bit undercooked.
And the inside will be a little bit pink?
Yes, that's what we're looking for. The other dish I was going to do was our shrimp scampi, like I had said. I guess we'll keep an eye on this tuna first before I get too involved with the scampi. See the smoke, the forest fire's calming down a little bit, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Man, oh man, that is happening. But that grill flavor, you know, is a really nice taste, you know, especially when it sparks and splashes up from beneath it.
Now you marinated that tuna?
Yes.
In just a little bit of olive oil?
I asked you not to give me a hard time about that, Janet, but you're doing it anyway. All right. We had some wine vinegar and some garlic and some salt and some pepper. And some olive oil. That's all we sat it in, and just to give it a little jump and a little flavor.
Okay.
Just joshing you. I think this smaller piece is...
really know what's going on here.
Pardon me?
John has to know what's going on here. He's going to duplicate this.
No, John's going to do the scampi.
Oh, okay.
John's not the tuna man. He's the big scampi man in town. And believe it or not, that tuna is pretty well, pretty much finished right now. And I was going to try it over a little arugula. Nice little bed of arugula. Like so. I guess we could put a little bit more arugula on it. And I was going to take some of our garlic and onion butter, melt a little bit of this on the top.
That's neat.
Maybe we can get a little red color in here. But I want to start fooling around with more fish fillets, red snappers. Let me try a little of this tomato on each piece just to contrast the color a little bit. Maybe I could break it up a little bit more. And there it is. We have a little grilled tuna over arugula, garlic and onion butter, and just a little julienne tomato as a garnish. Alrighty, now for Mr. Southard, we're going to whip this scampi dish up. We're going to start with a little oil. This is not olive oil, only because I want to finish this dish with butter, and I'm not a big fan of mixing the olive oil and the butter together. It's just one of my preferences. I like to start with a little less oil than I think I need. I can always put more in. It can, especially when you're dealing with something as delicate as shrimp, you can. It'll stay in the pan too long. So you just want to have enough oil to get the job done, and it means a lot. I've got some breadcrumbs here. As you know, I didn't notice I didn't put in any flour or egg or anything. We're just putting a little dust on the side of this thing to kind of crisp it. As you can see, it's just lightly. I don't even want to call it breaded. I'm going to put them down like so.
I noticed not a very intense heat.
No.
So a little bit more mild.
Right. Yeah, we start this with a pretty cold pan, if you would. And, as opposed to a veal dish or something where I go the opposite way and get the pan white hot. White hot. Okay, I barely have enough oil in there. I might need a smidge more. Maybe not. We'll go with a tad. So we don't want to see any smoke coming out of the pan here. That means we're burning. All right, let's check these pizzas while that's happening there. Oh my Lord, here's the one. And here's the two. Yeah, they're looking okay. I see that basil looks like it dried up a little bit, so we know now what we're going to do. From now on, all greens are going on last.
Right.
I tried it just to see how it would work out. You see how shriveled up and dried out that the basil became. That's history. We're going to chop some fresh stuff on here on this particular pie, and maybe a tad more scallion. So we learned. We're learning on the show here, folks. All right, I can hear this pan is moving pretty good, so I'm going to tip this shrimp over. We want to really brown it, not burn it. But that's the mistake people can make with this dish here. Actually, the way I like to do it is they put too much oil and they'll tip the shrimp over too early. The pan isn't hot enough.
Oh, I see.
And we were right. We tip these shrimp over, and now the pan is driving the shrimp, which is the way we want it. We want the pan in control. So I'll leave these pizzas hang here a little bit because I want to finish that shrimp dish pretty quickly. All right, I think we're happening here. We're happening. See how that breading on there? That little bit, it's falling off, and some is staying on, and it's getting a little crisp, a little brown on the outside. And once again, we don't. Let me turn this fan down, Greg. Once again, this is not the type of scampi that we advocate serving over pastas and rice. It's just a different dish that. We like to serve it with a sauce. Of course, you can have it that way if you'd like. I'll toss out this oil. And over here, what do I have? I have a little garlic I'm going to add. A little garlic. I got a little Vino Blanco here. Add a little wine to the dish. We got some stock here. And we shall put it back on the flame. I think I added a little too much, a little more sauce to that than I wanted. We don't want to sog it out. We still want to keep that nice and crispy on the top. And I guess what I'll do is I'll take a little piece of this garlic and onion butter to help tighten the dish up.
So now you'll let that sit for a little while until that reduces?
Yeah, but this one here, you almost don't even want it to reduce that much. I'll place our shrimp out. I can still feel the tops of these. They're nice and browned, and once again, we made sure that it was browned and not burned. That's a biggie. Brown, maximum brown. Get the flavor.
Now, I'm sure our viewers are thinking, because I am too, how did you get them done so nicely without having to stick to the pan?
It's a good question. No, but we did. It's no problem not sticking to the pan. The oil and the breading. It takes some time on there. I'll try a little parsley on the top of this. Okay. Maybe one of our larger little garnies. And there we have a little shrimp scampi. It's just basically shrimp with white wine and garlic, but we two-stepped the dish. We just didn't pile some white shrimp and garlic and whatnot into a broiling pan, boil it, and dump it over the linguine. We just do it a little differently. All right, Janet, I'm informed by our producer that we don't have a lot of time here. Don't have a lot of time, so we'll use these same two pizza screens here. I'd like to try a couple more real quick, okay? So here we go. I've got a couple of shells here. I wanted to, let's think.
Time is running.
Time is running.
Tick tock.
How are we going to do this?
How are we going to do this?
All right, I'll get one. Well, I'm thinking about the one. I want to make more of a white type of pizza, except I, A, don't have enough nerve, and B, don't have enough knowledge to do. This one here will be more basic. I'm going to try a little cheese again, a little mozzarella. Put it on there. This is a race against the clock, ladies and gentlemen.
Tell you, race against the clock.
That's right. Get the cheese on there.
Racing against yourself.
That's right. I'm going to try a little sliced sausage.
Sausage is a good topping on a pizza.
Oh, you know that.
Oh, great.
Got to get the pepperoni in though too. You know, the pepperoni is big. Pepperoni on pizza, I mean, that's a marriage made in heaven.
Actually,
Alrighty.
I went to a pizza party over at a friend's house, and that was the big thing, pizza and pepperoni. Gotta have pepperoni on pizza.
Gotta have the pepperoni. Gotta have it. Alrighty, I'm gonna try a few mushrooms, I guess.
That's one of my favorites always. Mushrooms and onions.
All right. Mushrooms and onions are on there, nice. I'm going to try a few artichokes on this. See how that works out. Try a few pieces of artichoke, just as a twist to the... You like onions on it? We're going with onions on it. Let's
Great.
give that a shot here. A little more Bermuda onion, and again, we're not going to put any greenery on top of this, okay? We're going to do that when we finish it. We've learned by our mistake with that tomato and basil one. All right, this one here, should I be bold? See, I have this ricotta cheese here and some eggplant, and it's kind of twice cooked. Let me just put this stuff on the bottom, and no sauce. We're going to be bold here. No sauce on this. I'm going to go, and what's good about this cheese here is that I've already, to make another dish that I have, devised a little way that I cook this off so that's already got, you know, it isn't as...
Looks nice and thick.
Right, it's nice and thick. That's the word I was looking for.
Not runny.
Right.
Yeah, that's great.
So, I got to remember to salt and pepper that pizza. I keep forgetting that, right? I'll do that when I do this one. All right, maybe a little garlic. All righty, why don't I try putting the eggplant in between? I have some eggplant slices that we've cooked off here, right? We could do that. Maybe some Parmesan. Then I'll layer a little mozzarella on the top. Let's try that. Then I got some broccoli here. A little par-cooked broccoli. I'll make some nice little small sliverinos here. Make this kind of more of a vegetable one, right?
With your eggplant, the broccoli.
Right.
Yes.
The white pizza here. I'm dreaming of a white pizza. Actually, I've never tried the white pizza. We're gonna have to give this one a whirl, right? Let's see, a couple smaller pieces of broccoli here. I think that's enough. Yeah.
Salt and pepper, Dan.
Don't forget that salt and pepper.
Don't forget that.
All right, time is running short. You know what I've got here? I've got some roasted garlic. Some cloves of roasted garlic. Got some of the bitterness out. It's got that nice brown flavor. We'll pile some of that on. And what are we forgetting? That I guess we don't need any more garlic on this one, do we?
No,
This
no,
is a
sir.
Major League garlic pizza. All righty. A little salt. A little pepper rather, and a little salt, and away we go. We'll garnish them when we come out, and maybe when we're closing the show out front, we could see what these pizzas look like. How does that sound? Okay.
Thank you for joining me again out of the kitchen in the dining room where we're going to sample all the great pizzas that
Not
we
on
made.
camera.
Not on camera.
Not on camera.
Dan, why don't you kind of take it away and we'll review what we've done.
All righty. We did do our grilled tuna. I told you we're trying to move a few more fish fillets into the my repertoire. And we did our shrimp scampi for Mr. Southard there. I'm sure hope he's picked up on it this time. He's looking for any excuse not to have me cook it for him down here. So hope we picked up on it, Uncle John. And run through the pizzas that we made, these personal pizzas. We added a few artichokes to like a sausage mushroom combination. You know, we can do with or without them. I just wanted to put a few different ideas together here. We have our sauteed chicken. This is basically a tomato sauce and mozzarella pie again with some sauteed chicken, oven-dried tomatoes, and julienne Bermuda onion with some chopped basil leaves on it to give it a little jump. We added a few fresh leaves to the top of that since I cinderized the other ones in the oven.
And it does look good, by the way.
It does look good, yeah. Here we have the chopped jumbo shrimp. Again, a mozzarella and tomato pie with the chopped jumbo shrimp, the julienne roasted peppers, and the caramelized onions. That's a nice combination.
And that's a winner.
Right, and here we're making our first attempt at the proverbial white pizza.
I'll tell you, it looks super.
It does. It's looking good.
Oh,
Garlic's a little much. Maybe I should have chopped that roasted garlic up a little bit and cut the amount of it in half. But we've got the broccoli. We had par-cooked the broccoli. We have roasted the garlic off, and the eggplant that's on there. We had par-cooked the eggplant. So we added a little ricotta. That I told you that ricotta that I did a little something with there to make sure it's not liquid, and we didn't need to cook it for 9 years also. And it came up rather nicely. That's the roasted garlic, broccoli, and eggplant with a kind of a white pizza, ricotta and mozzarella combination.
and that looks wonderful. Well, we had a lot of fun putting all these pizzas together this evening. Folks, if you would like to see anything that we didn't do here, or you have a suggestion for Dan to do, maybe in the future, please give us a call and let us know. Until then, my name is Janet Rapasardi-Huff. Thank you for joining me on Cooking with Dan Leslie. We'll see you again next week.